All right, we've finally finished up the two Dreamcasts that I've been working on. They both feature the same kind of modifications. One being very different is one has the GDMU, which is what we have on the right, and then we have an old school kind of setup with the hard drive. Both systems are very capable. I am kind of partial to the SSD kind of setup over the GDMU. A lot of people would ask why. I don't know. There's something about retrodream that I really like, and I like how fast that everything boots on this. It just kind of gives you a little bit more options overall. Both of them support the USB 4 Maple. They also have the SD card mod. They both have HDMI. One has the HDMI kit that you'll find on AliExpress for like 40 or 50 bucks. This one over here has the retrodream, which is going to be a little bit more pricey. However, I like it a lot more. I like the way that it has a nice mount, and it's just overall a cleaner, more reliable HDMI mod. Well, what's the other one? The other one off of AliExpress, you actually have to put in kind of a port, and you have to carve that out or cut it out and make sure that it actually gets in there properly. Does it give you HDMI? Yes. It's just not as clean. It's overall, I don't recommend it. Go with the retrodream. Spend the $100 if you want to get even more crazy. Go with the retrodream Shiny, it's called. And that one will give you far better resolution. It beats the cheaper AliExpress one by far. So what you see over here on the right, kind of modified it with the blue LEDs. This one over here has your standard. I kind of wanted to keep that for like your old school kind of modifications. So we stayed with orange here. New style, we went with blue, all nice. I wish I had a blue sticker here, so if anybody has one, I would love to get it. We have a 1.5 terabyte SD card. I'm gonna pop it out here just so that others can see what I'm using, so that if they're having trouble with the larger drives, I hear that anything over 1 terabyte has been kind of a challenge. So yeah, this is the style. It's SanDisk, 1.5 terabytes, which is amazing. Yes, I'm old. Then I just have this. This came with the GDMU. Came with a couple of games on it, like Neo Geo and things like that. All right, so with the flashing blue light, this is actually the ESP32. They call it the Blue Retro. It has an ESP32, and you can configure it so that it can connect Bluetooth to like a mouse, a keyboard, PS2 controllers, anything Bluetooth really. You can also emulate the VMU. There's all sorts of stuff. I highly recommend checking it out. There is another board called iBlue Retro. I don't recommend it. It actually created a short for me, but I may have just been unlucky because I've been modifying a lot of boards lately, and maybe there's something wrong with that board and it's not really the iBlue Retro. Okay, moving on. We have a couple of buttons here. The first switch here, this actually turns on the ESP32, and then this button right here, this will actually, if you hold it, the blinking says, hey, I'm ready to pair. So turn on your other Bluetooth controller. And then, yeah, as you can see here, turn it off, turn it back on, and then it starts kind of pulsating. I did something similar with the one over here. Instead, I kind of combined a few things. The power switch and the monitor switch is in one. And I still need to add the push button, just like I have this one here, for this one over here. I'm kind of trying to keep it as clean as I can. I think this is where it's going to go. That way you can just push it and you can monitor it and you can see it flashing. These both also have a built-in DreamPie, so you can get onto the internet. What else? The SD card, it has swapped BIOS on both of them. The GDMU uses Japanese cake. 1.031. 1.032 does not work, so don't use that if you're going to go that route. What else? There's so many things. These have 12 volt fans in it. Everybody kind of swaps in the Noctua, and it seems loud right now, but that's because there's two of these running right next to each other. This one actually has two 12 volt fans in it, whereas this one only has one. That little 5 volt fan that comes with, it's about this big. It's just as loud, if not louder, than these 12 volt fans. And these 12 volt fans, if you know anything about the GDMU, you need to pull some power off the 12 volt rail. Otherwise, you can have some problems, some heat problems. This does have Retro 6's USB power supply in it. That's what you see on the back here. I'm actually using a laptop brick in order to power this particular Dreamcast. If I really wanted to, I could go get my my power brick, and I could be portable with it. I don't recommend it, but it's possible. Just because it's USB power. What else do we got? I'll get into the software. GDMU, there's plenty to see on that. If you've seen that, there's plenty of videos. They go over it. It's all the same. You have two different options. You have open menu, which I do have loaded on here. Here, let me just swap it over. I don't know if it actually loaded up. Yeah, here's your open menu. Oh, I didn't hook up my... Apparently I did not hook up my my controller or something. I don't know. I'll just restart it. Yeah, this is a restart button. They both have that. Very much needed. GDMU, you should be able to get out of a game through some button controllers. I just found a reset button has been far more convenient. All right, we're getting kind of long here, but yeah, there we go. So yeah, all your games. You can kind of see how open menu is with the covers, and they all work. I mean, that's all fine and dandy, but I mean, if you just want to plug and play, load up your SD card and let it run. It's probably the easiest Dreamcast mod that I've ever done. Whereas we got our Oh no. I gotta hook up my Bluetooth controller here real quick. Alright. So this is what I like about Retro Dream. You can see other videos that I have. So if I just sit on Four Wheel Thunder, boom, you get a nice little preview. I love this interface. I love the little video. You don't get that on GDMU. You also I can easily switch and hop over into DreamShell. And from here, I got even more options. So now, I know you can do all this in GDMU. You can just launch your emulators and everything. But yeah, we got a GTA 3, Super Nintendo, Sega, some PlayStation games. Yeah, Liberty City and Vice City we have. Wipeout is another one. Yeah, Neo Geo. You can do this with GDMU. I really like DreamShell. I really like Retro Dream. I like the ability to just do a few more advanced things that you typically wouldn't be doing. GDMU is pretty straightforward. Play your games. I don't know. I like versatility. I like all the options. Sorry, I'm trying my best here. Yep. And this is how you get back over to Retro Dream. Oh man. All right, so we're back. So what else? This USB 4 Maple. This is pretty straightforward. It's very well documented. One thing you need to keep in mind that in order to get your VMU working, you have to have like a mouse or keyboard or another peripheral, like a controller, and you have to have both plugged in order for you to actually get the VMU emulation, and then your little screen will actually show up like I have right here. You can't just plug in the SD card or a flash drive. It won't work. It won't show here, and it won't show up as a VMU for use. What else? Kind of went over to the Dream Pi. We got our buttons. We got the LEDs. Trying to think what else. I don't know which style do you like? Maybe if people have interest, I'll actually open these up and do kind of a teardown so that you can see the difference. But first, it was just kind of to get, see what kind of interest is out there. I am part of some of the Discords. Retro 6 Discord. There is a Sega Outcast. You can find it on Reddit's Dreamcast group. Another one would be DCA. You can see that. When I was looking at GTA there, that's actually made by a group called DCA. You have to own the game in order to actually compile that. So keep that in mind. They are doing a great job, and they really, really want to stay away from the whole piracy thing. So yeah, make sure don't go sharing the ISO. Don't once you compile it, try to stay legit with that. We don't want those guys to get sued. So shout out to them. Shout out to Pixel FX, aka Retro Gem. Shout out to Dragon City. They're the ones that kind of came up with this. Shout out to the Russian SWAT, DC SWAT. Those guys started it all. This really has been something for me that started over 6 years ago when I found a Dreamcast in the garbage. That was this one right here, and I just kept it alive. I did do a little retro bright action on the top cover, and you can see how well the retro bright hydrogen peroxide can brighten up your case. Yeah, I don't know. Like, share, and comment. Let me know if you guys want to see a teardown so that you can see how it's all put together. Yeah, have a good one. Bye.